I was perplexed and said as much on this show when we, as a nation, recognized the state of Palestine before any of the quote unquote preconditions that were laid out by Mark Carney and his government were ever achieved, still haven't been achieved. And you had Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, coming out and saying that countries like Canada, I don't believe he named us by name, but he said that countries that did so only emboldened Hamas, making the job to securing this peace made it all the harder. So to turn around and hear members of this government kind of take credit and say that they were part of this process kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a stretch. I never agreed with the government announcing their recognition of the Palestinian state. I thought it was, a thank you to Hamas. But look, the reality is Canada's strength isn't military; it's going to be moral and diplomatic. And I think, to give Carney some kudos. I think he's playing the long game here. When what I mean by that is he's positioning Canada hopefully as a trusted bridge between Western allies and our Arab partners. And we certainly have the ability to bring credibility and capacity, even if we can't dictate the outcomes in the Middle East.
And if you recall, when France recognized the state of Palestine, Hamas immediately broke off any further negotiations and prolonged the war even further and more casualties. So, the recognition of Palestine didn't move the yardsticks forward, they moved them backwards.
I agree. And Mike, I take your point. I take that you want to be magnanimous, and he claims he's playing the long game, but it was exceptionally short-sighted to recognize a state that is incapable of being a state in any legal way. They are not a state yet. I want the Palestinian people to live in their own state. I 100% want that. But you got to take the world as it is, not as you wish it would be. And so to me, that was more of a fantasy land, Pinterest board hope that one day it could be a state. It could be a state today. If we just say it, if enough of us say it, they will be a state. That's nonsense.